Hey everyone, I am here tonight. I'm playing again with Stonewall Uprising. I got a couple of rules wrong because I hadn't been reading the actual rules. I've just been trying to do it in my head, but I'm gonna do it again. Hopefully, get everything right tonight. So I'll go through how to play and talk about the game. And I should note that so there's there's the box for Stonewall Uprising. I I always do this backwards. There's the box for Stonewall Uprising. But it is a game that is based on Taylor's research and how Taylor wanted to present things. And as you're thinking about the Stonewall Uprising, I know that there's some uncertainty, and different people say that they did different things and all that. But that's the game isn't necessarily trying to solve that. And Taylor would be the one to talk about that historical stuff. But Taylor did do a lot of research and watched different documentaries and read books and did things. And this is a game that is important to Taylor. So, all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at how to play the game and what's going on in the game. And then we will just get playing because hopefully I can beat the man again. Um, but in any case, I'll tell you about how to play the game if you didn't see last time. So in the game, Pride has a deck and the man has a deck, but in the solo game, you aren't going to use the man's regular deck, which looks like this, and it has its own market, which I have over here, that has the 60s cards in it. But we're not going to use that for this. Let's just use in the two-player game and the solo game. Um, the man just has a solo deck, and Pride gets to draw 5 cards. The man's going to get to go first, and every time the man plays a card, so we'll just flip over the bottom here. If it has one of these hands on it, we're looking for 4 hands, and if it gets to 4 hands, then the man's going to fold. And when folding happens, the man's going to push a cube towards Pride's side. And if I fold first, then I have to push it towards the man's side. That's going to happen until in the 60s we get 3 events, the gray side, and on the final um, production of the game, these will have things. So if you're having a hard time telling the difference between gray and pink, because they're colorblind issues, we are adding some markers on there to differentiate the sides. And this event track is not finalized. Also, with the event track, there's going to be a place to detain and demoralize because that's what the man does in this game. That man detains and demoralizes, and that just isn't here in the pre-production copy. This is a pre-production copy of the game, but um, if in the 60s there are 3 events, once each side's done playing, then the 60s are over, and then either Pride or the man will get an event. The man and solo only has a single card for each event. It's something that's definite that's going to happen if they win the event. Pride will still shuffle their limited deck here for the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and you always update the market um, when you finish a decade before buying cards happens, because basically the game is play cards, resolve any event stuff that should happen, and then finally the market phase happens. So you'll get to see new cards as the decades update. We have 3 tracks here that are the kind of tug of wars that are happening. We have systemic support, which is this area where you either have detained people on the man side or you're undetaining people on Pride side. And in public support, you're moving the Overton window up if you're the man, which is a bad thing, or you're rolling dice and they go into your dice pool and they stay whatever they are until you get another die and get to reroll. And then finally, here you are demoralizing people in individual support. And if the man demoralizes 10 people, the man wins. Or you're moving the Overton window down by an amount shown here 1, 3, 5, 5, or 7. And if this number is ever equal to or lower the number in the dice pool, or if it's 0, Pride wins. Um, with all of that, when one side folds, the other side gets to draw extra cards, um, and pushes one of these towards the other person, and also the other side, their stuff is doubled. So that's just things to remember. Hopefully, I don't forget anything tonight playing through again. But this is going to be hitting Kickstarter next week, June 28th, the anniversary of Stonewall Uprising and the things that happened there that kind of sparked other events in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And yeah, feel free to ask me questions. If I forget something that's totally possible, let me know later on, and I will address that. I do sometimes forget things. I'll show you some of my cards though to get started. Looks like I have 3 cards that are going to adjust systemic support and 2 cards for adjusting individual support. But the man gets to go first, like I said, in the game, because the man is in power when we begin the game. So the man, um, and when the man does something, they're going to do it like this. They're going to adjust the one that's shown here relevant to the decade that's shown. So with that, this one has 1 public support, so we're going to move that 1 that way. And then we don't do anything on the right here because they're not folding yet, but they've moved public support over 1 like that. So like I showed you, I don't have anything to adjust public support. So I think I'm just going to focus on the Overton window right now. So I'm going to move this one over 1 because if the man folds first, I have this one that I could play and it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can move the Overton window down by 3. So I might do that depending on what happens next. We'll see. And the man gets a, so okay, the man's gonna fold. This is bad though because it's gonna move 1, 2 here, and public support didn't quite reach the event, but it's close. But they get 3 of these, and they're gonna move um, systemic support this way, 1 towards me. That's what this shows down here, and then they're done because they have 4 hands showing. So now that they have 4 hands, they do that, and we'll just start the man's discard. So on my turn, like I said, if I could, I wanted to double this one. So because the man is already folded, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and move the Overton window down by 1, 2, and 3. Which that's good because that's an event. But the first thing I need to do is put draw an extra card token here on top of the solo deck because they're going to get to do that before I take my turn. I think it was worth it though because I set off an event. So we're going to take a pink event token and set it there for Pride's side. Okay, so that's Pride. And I think I'm just going to use, I'm going to fold also. And now nothing happens for the man, and nothing would happen in a 2-player game for the second person that folds because there's nothing bad happens. No additional actions are taken. So I'm going to fold and just use these cards in hand. Now there's 3 cards. If I had only 2 cards, they would go on top of my deck. But because there's 3 cards, they're going to go on my discard when I buy one. But I could either buy 2 of these. So there's, let's see, Marshall P. Johnson, who would move public support. Actually, that's pretty good. And then Jose Sarria, Jose Sarria, I think is how you say last name, Sarria. I'm bad at pronouncing things. They would both move public support. This time I'm going to focus on getting a bunch of dice, and then I'll use the cards that I have, and then later on move the Overton window down. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy or recruit these 2 people, Jose Seria and Marshall P. Johnson, and they're going to go here in my discard because I had more than 2 cards in hand when I was recruiting, and this will go over to here. Like I said, we reset this already. Then we did that. So everything's good. But before I get to take my turn, we're going to put this counter back and see what the man is going to do. 2 hands don't matter because this is before I play. But it's the 60s. If the Overton window is at 30 plus, they would get an additional hand. But they're going to move individual support too. So it's kind of good that I made this event happen before they did it. But it's my turn now. I get to draw 5 cards. And of those cards, let's see what I have. So I have a bunch of individual support, and I have 1 public support, which I'm going to play right away to try to keep this from making it a public support support event happened for the man. But let's see what the man gets to play. The man is going to repeat the last automaton card they played, and this counts as a single hand. Okay, so they're going to move this one 1, 2, and oh no, it has 2 hands because it says this card has as many hands as the card it copied, not 1 hand. Okay, so that happens, and then we have to shuffle the man's deck. So let's do that real quick. So I'm just going to put 2 meeples on this to remind me that the man has a 2, and actually that's out here, not in the discard. A 2-hand card. So the man needs to see 2 more hands in order to fold. Okay, and then we go back to it. Here we are with these. If public support is on your side, it's not currently move the Overton window down by 1. I'm really worried about this going that way, so I'm going to play this card, and then it's the man's turn. The man is, yeah, it's good that I did that because the man's going to move that 1 again, and there's a 3rd hand, so we're at 3 hands. So they're not folding yet. So I'm just gonna play another one, Daughters of Bilitis, and move this back this way 1, back to the man. The man is going to have 2 hands. We're going to move the Overton window up by 2, though. I don't love that, but it's not the worst thing. And then they're going to give me 1 here on individual support. So their turn is over. They folded. And I could... You know, I'm gonna buy because I have 2 individual support. So I'm gonna put these here, and then this will go on top of my deck. So I know I get to play it as long as they don't do something right away to detain that card. But I have stuff in my discard, so that's not gonna happen. So that's good. That goes there, and we turn the first player back over to the man. Draw our card. We're gonna have to shuffle because I only have 4 in my discard. And the man's turn will be in just a second. And okay, so the man. Oh, I need 1 more card. Okay, the man is going to play a card with 3 hands and move systemic support 1 that. The Overton window is not at 30 or more, so we don't have to do the second part there. So hopefully their turn is over next time. We want to see that. And then I'm going to play right away. I want to play that. No, actually, I'm going to hold on to that because I have another blue one in my hand. Let's move. You know what? Let's just do this. Let's move this over 1 here because if we got 1, 2, 3, 4, that's not enough. Because this one's only going to be worth 6 if I play it after they fold. So I'll probably just, so that being the case, I'm just going to move this over 3 then. So I already moved it over 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to play Gene Manford. And move that over there. Okay. And then it's back to the man. Hopefully the man's going to be done. We'll see what the man's going to do. The man is done. Cool. So the man's done. First they move this one 1. And then this one's going to continue coming my way on systemic support, Pride's way. And then that's it. So I could play additional cards. I do have... the biggest one that's a little bit scary here is individual support. But what I could do is recruit Brenda Howard. And again, these cost 2, 4, and 6. If you can't quite see that there, so I have 4, 6 that I could recruit with. I think what I'm going to do actually though is I'm going to use So these are going in my discard, but that's okay. I'm gonna. Oh, this is from the '70s. I can't do that. Yeah, I'm gonna get Brenda Howard first from the '60s here. Or you know what? Even better. You know what? I'm gonna put because 6 cost cards are really good. So I'm gonna spend all 6 to get openly LGBT businesses. And when I buy, it's only worth 3, but it moves public support 4. So I like that. Um, so I'm gonna get that card. So it goes in my discard. And then I'm going to do that. I didn't play any extra cards, so I don't have to worry about that. And then this comes to Pride's side. And Pride gets to go first. I have 4, 5 cards. Okay. It's nothing amazing here in terms of value. 2, 1, 2 systemic, 2 public, and another 1 individual. I'm going to move individual support back 1 this way. And then it's the man's turn. The man gets no hands. I was talking to Taylor about this the other day, the designer. There's 6 cards like this in the man's deck. I hate these cards, but they're there. They're just kind of annoying. It moves it that way like that. Okay, my turn. Pride's turn. I think what I'm going to do is just continue moving public support. 1, 2. And then it's the man's turn again. The man only has 1 hand there. That's annoying. And move this way. And if public support is on the man's side, it's not. So we don't have to worry about doing the additional thing of moving this 1 more time. So nothing there. Um, let's see here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see my cards, and then we'll zoom back out when we're actually looking at different different events and such. Okay, there we go. Okay, so my turn. Um, let's just move this onto my side for individual support because I don't know how many more hands the man's going to get. There's 2, and there it goes 3. Pride may discard a card to ignore the above number. I wish I still had my Harry Hay, which is just a 1 value, but it's going to go 1, 2, 3 unless I discard a card. You know what? I will discard a card actually, and so that doesn't happen. So it's my turn. I'm gonna fold because I want to draw extra cards. I think that's what I need to do. I'm gonna draw extra cards. But when I fold, I have to push one of these towards the man's side. So I need. Oh, that's awful. I'm gonna push this one towards the man's side. Okay, and then so they're playing 1 more card, and because they played 1 more card, I'm gonna get to draw 1 more card. So so they are going to move this to 1, 2, and if the Overton window is at 30 or more, it's not. They would have gotten to move it 1 more, but they're done. They're going to move this one back, so I made the right choice there at least, and that's the end of their turn. So we're going to put this back over on their side because they're going to get to go first. I'm going to get to draw an extra card, but I do get to buy if I want to. So I'm going to, or recruit if I want to. So I'm going to, with this 1, I'm going to recruit Civil Disobedience right on top of my deck. That goes there. And then I get to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. But it's the man's turn first. So the man is going to do their thing. So the man is going to do another one with no hands. So they're going to move this one for public support and this one for individual support. Hate those cards. Absolutely hate them. Okay. But I'm going to get to do more of what I want to do. So let's first off just move this one too. 1, 2 with because individual support is not on my side. and I'm going to try to. So yeah, I'm going to play the article, LGBT awareness article first, and then the man is going to hopefully play a bunch of hands. Nope, only one hand. If systemic support is on the man's side, get +1 to public support. So they're going to move it 1, 2. That stinks. I'm going to move with the Janus Society. I'm going to move individual support back to Pride side, and then the man is going to play 2 hands, and they're going to go 1, 2, which stinks. And if the Overton window is at 30 or more, they would get 1 more. They don't. I don't need to worry about undetaining anybody right this second. So I'm going to play this to go 1, 2, get that back on my side. And then hopefully this is a hand for the man. So we're going to play this, and there it is. Public support is still on my side, but it's close. But they have 4 hands, and then this is going to move 1 more on my side. So they are done. They have folded. And that's what I wanted to happen. Because I'm going to go ahead and play this. This will give them 1 more card to play. But I'm going to play this. So I have to put this here to remind me that they get to play 1 more card before I get to go. But we are going to move this 1, 2, 3, and 4 to move that right up to next to gaining a die. And hopefully I can get an event for a die. And then I'm done, except for recruiting. So I'm going to use this 2 to recruit civil disobedience on top of my deck. Discard all this. And it's my turn first, but they get to play. So it's like they got 6 cards, kind of, but they get to play first. And this, I wish they were playing this first, but they're going to go 1, 2, because those 3 hands. Oh, well. So that's going to go over there. And back to me. So I need to draw my 5 cards. So I need to shuffle. One, 2, and 3. Okay. So there we are. Oh, I'm gonna try to risk it because I have this 2 public support, and if they fold first, I can play that and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and get a D6 into my pool. So what I'm gonna start focusing in on is the Overton window. So I'm gonna play because right now public support is on my side. I'm gonna move the Overton window down by 1, playing Frank Camini because that's what the text there says. If public support is on my side, Pride side, move the Overton window down by 1. So I get to move it down 1. And then the man is going to play this, and that gives them their first event. If the Overton window is at 35 plus, they get an addition. So this is going to go back here. They're going to get an event, and then they get to detain 1 person because that's what that number there shows. Let me zoom in there so you can see that. It shows that they get to detain 1 person there. So they're going to take off the top of my deck, and that just goes over to them. Over here, there you have detained 1 person. Like I said, these aren't final components, so on final components, there'll be a place for detaining and demoralizing. That kind of stinks, but at least this got reset. I really need to make some stuff happen. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make sure that I get this decade. So I'm going to go 1, 2. That will mean that I get to go 1, 2, and 3 to move the Overton window down. I get to also undetain someone because if systemic support is on my side, no, it's not. Ouch. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. I made a mistake there, but I think the bigger deal right now is having the event for Pride, and then the man gets to go, and they're gonna move this 1 this way. Oh, no, I didn't fold. I didn't fold. Okay, but I'm going to in a second. If public opinion is on the man's side, it's not. So this is just the 1 that I just moved it. And I am going to fold now. So I have these 4 in my hand. And then, so because I fold, I have to choose to move 1 towards the man's side. I'm going to move systemic support. And there's another one for systemic support and only one hand, so we're only at 3 hands there. And so so I get to draw one more card. They played one more, and they're gonna do that for a second card. So they're gonna move this. Oh, and they should have moved one more because that was after I folded. And then this, so this will go 1, 2. If systemic support is on the man side, move the Overton window up by 1. And I'm gonna guess that the text there is doubled too, so I'm gonna move that up by 2. Make it harder on myself. Okay, so that's all done. The 60s are done. They folded now too, so this moves 1 towards Pride side. And then we're going to shuffle Pride's events and draw one of those. And it says Founding of Star, GLF, and GAA. Move the Overton window down by 3. 1, 2, and 3. And whenever I buy a card costing 4 or more in the 70s, I will undetain a person. That's great because that's how much I have left. So we're going to clear this. So I didn't make a mistake, but we have to clear our 60s cards also because the decade is updating. This gives us access to even better cards. All right, so we have exactly 5 to buy with, but you can't carry anything over, so that's fine. I wanted the extra cards because I had a feeling that the man might give me extra cards. So I'm going to use that 5 with my 3 cards, so it'll go in my discard. But I want, I think I want to get Sylvia Rivera. And when I play her in the future, I get to put a retaliation die on one of these tracks. So that's cool. All right, that's done. We cleared that. And now we go back to the man being first player. I get to draw 2 extra cards. Which is very helpful. And the man is going to play one of the most frustrating cards to me that it doesn't have hands, but that's the third one we've seen. It's going to move this 1, 2 and just come out swinging by over demoralizing, or well, actually just demoralizing this. And I should have picked, but this is one. Oh no, because it was off the top of my deck, so I shouldn't have picked. But if it's from my discard, Pride gets to pick. Otherwise, it's off the top of the deck. So Liberal Ideals, which is actually probably the best one at this point, is out of the game, is demoralized. That goes there. But worse than that, the man has done an event, and it's back to me. So I have 1, 1, 2 for individual support. Another 1. Wow, this is an interesting hand. It's all individual and public support. So right away, I'm gonna come right back with you know what? I really want to get more than a D4. So I'm gonna just play the single. No, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do Jose Seria again. I'm gonna go 1, 2. I'm gonna get a D4. I roll it right away. It's on the 2 side, but more importantly, I get an event. So that gets reset. That's in my, and because the individual support is on my side, I get to move the Overton window down 1 more, down to 23 now. And back to the man. The man is going to, in the 70s, move this 1, 2, and if systemic support is on the man side, detain somebody. So it is. So they're going to detain somebody that I choose from my discard. I'm going to say Liberal Ideals again. Not to demoralize, but they're to detain. Okay. Well, let's move I don't have any way to move system export right now, so that's not super useful unless I use it for double 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, maybe right now I just want to move back 1. And then the man's going to play, and the man's going to get 3. Oh, fold, surprisingly, but is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I did make a mistake there. I probably should have moved that one more because these do get a lot worse. But 3 hands, move this one this way. They are going to demoralize 1 person, so that card is gone. They've now demoralized 2 people. But they are folding. They're folding. So that means I could, let's see here, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to, I'm gonna, oh, and they get an event. So I need to make sure I have an event too with that happening. So I'm going to play this for double value. Oh, and they should have pushed 1 thing towards my side. And they did, but not for folding. No, they did. They did. The red one, systemic support. Okay, so they did. Okay, so now civil disobedience. Um, Systemic support is not on my side, but I get to move this 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to get an extra card. I get to move the Overton window down 1, but then I also get an event. Okay, all of that happened. That was a bunch that happened. We're almost through the 70s. Like, we're just clicking through it. That gives me 5 to recruit with. And I think what I want to recruit right away is the Gay Liberation Front. Yeah. So I'm going to, although Harvey Milk would be good too, because it gives me retaliation die and starts moving systemic support back. So that's hard. This one gives me a retaliation die too. So I'm going to go with what I said originally, Gay Liberation Front. That goes in my discard. And I need to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to get to go first, but the man gets to play that extra card that I gave them because I played after they folded. So let's see what that is. The man is going to. I wish this was their actual turn. They're going to move 1, 2. Okay, and now it's my turn. Okay, so we're gonna just work on that Overton window lowering 1, 2, and see what the man does. Again, it's still the 70s. Oh, I could. When I bought this, if there had been somebody detained, I could have undetained them, but there was nobody. They were both in the demoralized. So, okay, still in the 70s. Gonna move. Oh no, this means the man's gonna win the 70s. So, 1, 2, and 3. It's not above 20, so that's where it stops. But they're gonna detain 2 people, and okay. So detain 2 people. Who do I want them to? I guess let's. Do I want to focus on the Overton window or do I want to? Yeah, probably the Overton window. So I'm gonna get rid of Harry Hay and Daughters of Philetus. They're going to the detained area, which I don't love, but it puts my stronger cards there. So um, that gets reset. They get the event. Um, and then I always forget this now. We keep playing. Yeah, we keep playing until the market phase is done. Okay, but they've won the 70s. No matter what, they've won the 70s. The hearts and minds for people in the 70s. Okay, that was just discouraging. So really now it's just I don't need to worry about events. I need to focus on the things I can focus on. So right now they could move the Overton window up. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to use this for 1, 2, 3, 4. Put public support back on my side because they just took Harry Hay and they detained him. So we need to move that back that way. All right. And it's good that I did because there is another 1, 2, 3. And the Overton window is below 25, so we don't have to worry about the text there. And back to me. I think I'm just gonna move the. You know what? I'm gonna fold. Well, 5, 7. If I did that, I could get a. I could get a 4 and a 2 or 1. Yeah, I'm gonna fold. I'm gonna fold. So by folding, I have to push one towards. You know, I'm gonna push this one towards the man's side and hope for the best. All right, it's the man's turn. The man is also going to fold. They're going to move this. Not this one. Sorry, this one. Public support 2, and if individual support is on their side, it's not, thankfully. And then they're going to move this one back my way. So again, I made a good choice there. They are done, but they played one more card, so I get to draw one extra card on my turn. We are going to resolve the event. So the event for the 70s is they only have it one. When playing solo, the man only has the one. So here it is. They're going to detain 4 persons. So we're going to get rid of any ones we have. The Kinsey Reports 1. James Society 2. That's all we have. So I need to focus on. Oh, I guess cards that don't have any text on them. So I'm going to get rid of 3, that public support card, and 4, this right of assembly. That was rough. That was rough. But now we update the market. Our 70s cards are gone. I did not get Harvey Milk this time. Usually I get Harvey. I did not this time. I'm trying something different. 70s cards are gone. Leonard Matlovich is gone. The White Knight Riots is gone. And we are updated. The 80s in this game focuses on AIDS deaths and how horrible it was. That's why the solo deck exists, to give you another option to work through the history that's represented here without having to play as the side that was doing these awful things. Although Taylor did want people to understand that this side is doing awful things. Okay, back to the gameplay though. 7 by. I'm going to get this 5, and which is and the band played on. When you buy this card, move the S token 1 space towards parts, and it is the 80s, so I should have put the S token here. So actually, I'm going to put the one out that fits the little spaces. There's 2 different size ones, but I'm going to put it right here, and it moves it that way. And then I'm going to get Larry Kramer with my second. So I'm very much focused on the Overton window in this this play tonight. And then this all will go in here. I get to draw 1 extra card, so I'm going to get to draw 6, but the man gets to play first. So we are in the 80s. The big fear is that the man's going to start doing AIDS deaths. And that pushes this track up here at the top. And as that happens, the man in the solo deck has 3 unique ways that the man can win. 2, 3, 4, 5, and a total of 6 cards. All right. Let's just see what we have before the man comes out. Okay, so we have a bunch of lower cost individual support cards, 2, 2, 2, and 1. 1 public support at 4, and 1, 2 systemic support. All right, so we want to see hands quickly. not what we wanted to see. There's a 3 individual support, 1, 2, 3 for the man. And then just one hand. Okay. Well, I'm gonna oh, and we should have cleared these. There we go. I'm gonna use this openly LGBT businesses. Go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Move that back over there. Let's see what the man does. Oh, did I do that right? Yeah, okay. Okay. It's a good thing I did because right off the bat, the man's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move the Overton window up 1. And there's no AIDS death yet. So the text here doesn't happen. It says demoralize 1 person for every single AIDS death. 3 hands. But they still get their event. We reset that. And this goes here instead of here because of the starting S space has moved because of that card I bought. All right. My turn. We're gonna shift systemic support to my pride side. 1, 2. And then the man is done. It's going to fold, but is going to demoralize 2 persons. And then there's an AIDS death. This is where it starts to get ugly. So they're going to move individual support to my side. But they're going to demoralize 2 of these people at random. So they've demoralized 4 now. They only need 10. It's not good. Harry Hay and the Kinsey reports. And every card on Pride side is a person, even if it's an abstract idea, it represents a person on Pride side. Well, if I were to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and just play a card, which I think I'm going to do. Let's see. Systemic support is on my side. I can undetain somebody. Public support is on my side. It's not. I can't do that. So I'm going to play one of these that lets me this civil disobedience for 4. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Move the Overton window down by 1 and undetain somebody. So I want to undetain. Probably the article. So that'll go in my discard. They get to draw or play an extra card. And then with my 5 recruit value, I'm going to this isn't helpful yet because it says when you buy this card, move the S token 1 space for every 2 AIDS deaths. There's only 1 AIDS death now, so that doesn't do anything yet. So I'm going to get and the band played on, and that goes in the discard, and then it is my turn first, but again, the man's going to get to play an extra card first. So we'll do that. This card here. Bunch of individual support, no surprise there. But 4, 4, 2, 2, and then 1, 2 public support there. So obviously I'm trying to move that Overton window down as fast as I can. It's kind of my goal now, I think. And I should have gotten 1 event for it. So that's done. And back to that extra card the man's going to get. They're going to move this one 1 and this one 1. No, 2. Because it is the 80s. And that goes there. Okay, my turn first. Individual support is not on my side, so that's not what I want yet. So I'm going to play this one to put individual support back on my side. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should do a 4. I'm gonna play Sylvia Rivera because playing Sylvia Rivera, place a retaliation die on a card is what would usually happen on the man's market, but because I'm playing solo, I just get to put it on a side that I think um, I'm gonna put it here in systemic support. No, actually in public support. Um, so if the man gets an event on this side, I get to roll that die along with anything in my dice pool right away and compare it to the Overton window. Okay, so that goes there. And then we go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to move that back that way. And let's see what the man is going to do. They're going to move, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to move the Overton window up by 1. And if there are 8 or more persons detained, prize loses. Thankfully, that doesn't happen. There are 3 people detained. So that happened. I get this retaliation die, and I get to roll both of these. And that's a total of 3. Okay. If I move the Overton window 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I play another 4, let's finish this because this should go back to here. This should go to here. Okay. Now I take my turn. I'm going to play Larry Kramer. His says if there are 2 more law tokens on the board, we haven't really seen the law tokens because they're here and they're on cards. And since we're not using the deck, the normal deck for man, like in the 2-player game, the law tokens aren't really going to come out in the same way. I haven't seen them on a text in the solo cards, but maybe they're there. But I've played a few times now and I haven't seen them. But the law tokens just change these tracks too. So that does, but it says if there are 2 or more law tokens on the board, you may immediately re-roll your dice pool, add 3 to all rolls. Well, that would have been nice. But anyway, I'm going to do this to keep up with the man with events. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I get to move the Overton window down by 5 from 23 to 18. That gives Pride an event. And it's back to the man. I'm hoping this is a 2-hand card and that it's something that doesn't make an event happen. Okay, so 1, 2, and if there are 4 or more AIDS deaths, it would be 1 more, but they're done. They fold, and this moves back 1 to my side. That is really good because if I play one of these, and I will, I'm going to get the events. So I'm going to play this for 4 value, 1, 2, 3, 4. They will get to draw an extra card, but I play that because they already folded. Move the Overton window down by 3 to 15. So we're only 12 away. And then Pride gets the last event for that. And then we're going to move on to recruiting cards, buying cards. I only have 2 cards this time, so this one will get to go on top of my deck. So I'm going to put these here. I could either get these 2 or I could get that. And at this point, I think I just want to get these 2 cards right on top of my deck. Actually, I could get this, play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I have another, I'm going to get both of these because if I have 1 more blue card, I might be able to get it so that I could get an even better roll. And it is possible that if I got the D8 and I have 8, if I had a perfect roll, I could win and get past the Overton window. So I'm going to do that. This goes back to the man. This is going to go in my discard. The man gets to play an extra card first, though, and that was the danger here, of course. So the man is going to move individual support 1, 2, 3, 4. And if there are 4 or more AIDS deaths, they would have gotten 1 more and gotten an event. Oh, wait. This doesn't happen yet. That doesn't happen yet. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Let's wait on that because the 80s event happens right now. So let's do that right now. Hey, Taylor. It's going a lot better this time. I'm remembering almost everything, except I almost forgot to do my event. I pulled off an event at the last minute. So I got this 80s event after buying. So regalvanized LGBT groups. Add a D8 to your dice pool. Reroll my awesome. Okay, so I get to reroll my dice pool right away. Um, and I get to +2 to my rolls this decade for every 2 AIDS deaths. I don't have 2 AIDS deaths. Does does it round up though? Because I only have 1 AIDS death so far. 2, 4, and 6 is 10. Um, so it's 10 to my 15 here. Rounds down, sorry. Okay, so it rounds, everybody does round down, and that's what I figured. That's the way I was playing. Um, so here's the extra card that they're going to get to play before their turn starts, the man's turn starts. So they're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not cool. I really don't like that. But the events are done. Somebody's gonna win because they're gonna start doing awful things. Okay, so my 5 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I made a good choice with the cards I bought. Yeah, so I got a bunch of cards that are in public support. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3 with Gene Manford. And then the man is going to play, and the man gets a 3 hand card, but is going to do awful things that almost make them win. Because they're going to detain 5 people, or no, demoralize 5 people. 1, 2, 3. That puts them at 7. And then from here, 4. I guess I'll do right of assembly 5. So that was the 5. That gets reset. So I think they, like I said, I think that they're at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. 7 that they're at, but they might be done. And if they're done, I really want them to be done. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to play this individual support 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I do that, when I play this, I get to place a retaliation die on one of these tracks. I don't know these cards in the 80s as well, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it on individual support because that has been kicking my butt. So that happens. That happens. And then I'm just going to hope that they are done with their turn. So no, they're not. And we talked about how much I hate these cards, but here it is. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3. I hate those cards. Thanks, Taylor. I think that's there. I think I was on the S. Okay. So, yes, especially right now because I just wanted that turn to end. So, you know what? I'm gonna put this. Individual support is on my side with Jose Sarria. Individual support is on my side. So I get to move the Overton window down by 1 and come back over here with this one. Whoever put them in the game is probably pretty rude. That would be you because you designed the game. So I think that you're trying to show how terrible the man is, I guess. Um, Come on. I want to see one hand here. I want to see the man fold. That's what I want to see. So let's see if it happens. The man's gonna fold. Actually that's probably about the best card it could be because it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus AIDS deaths. There's not. So they're gonna push this one my way once. And they have folded. So now I can probably win the game. Um, They didn't get to the event, so I don't get the retaliation die. Okay, it's my turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the win. So this would go. Well, let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. This will only give me a D6, but I'm gonna try it. So that would go there. Get the D6. Let's see what we get. D6. Reroll all four of these, and come on. 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 8 is 14. 15. Overton window is at 14. Pride 1. Oh, it feels like a relief every time. Um, and I have to think about what I'm doing. So yeah, Taylor's in the chat. Yeah, what'd you think, Taylor? Seeing the last little bit there, did I miss anything? Is that what you expected to happen with playing the game? Um, I've never finished out the 80s like that, and then had a game go that way. So that was a unique experience. Um, I think this game just it plays really well solo. I work with Taylor, but I honestly can recommend the solo version of the game. It feels so nice to beat the man. Um, the blank cards are supposed to be annoying, and you gamed it well. Well, thank you. Um, yeah, I am looking forward to people getting to experience this game and having conversations around it. I just I think that you did a good job with trying to share information that will spark conversations. So that's my thoughts on it. I've played this game several times this week, and now I'm playing it right. I think I'm gonna have it up on YouTube later for people to check out alongside the how to play, and hopefully that's helpful to people as they're checking it out. And as you can see from my live chat here, Taylor can help me answer any questions that I might not know later on too. So hopefully, are you doing all right out in California? Thank you for making a good game. I'm gonna sign off, and I will catch you all later.